everyone, welcome to the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends. My name is Scott Switzer. I'm your host. I am the Clydesdale. These are my friends. We love to do fitness. How's it going?
It's going.
Busy time of year.
It's that time of the show where we thank our sponsors. We'd like to thank RX Smart Gear, best jump rope in the business. And have I got some news for you?
Uh-oh.
We are 9 subscribers away from giving away a new RX Classic jump rope.
Nice.
All you have to do is go to our YouTube page, have a public profile, hit the subscribe button. If you are public, we will put you in a drawing. And when we hit 300, you have a chance to win a brand new RX Smart Gear jump rope. You get to pick the color, shape, size, weight, all of it. 9. We just need 9 more people.
9 times.
9 people, and we're giving away a jump rope.
Love it.
If you can't wait for the giveaway, you can go on to rxsmartgear.com, buy yourself a classic jump rope or an Evo rope or some Alex Smith grips. And at checkout, use the code Clydesdale15, all caps, and get 15% off your order. That excludes new releases and special editions.
I just got my Evo cable replacement and I'm using it tomorrow for my workout with 100 double unders many, many times. And do you know what Evo stands for?
No.
Extreme Velocity Optimized. Tell me about it.
Wow.
That's what it means.
I also saw a post that they're running out of their new fancy bags for the Evo rope. So if you want one of the really cool bags, you got to order quick.
I have one of those. They are very fancy and very cool. And they hold a lot of things, not just your jump rope.
It's awesome.
Like extra cables and whatnot. I've been playing around with my drag rope. Next time we have Dave on, need to talk to him about the tips and tricks for the drag rope, because the drag rope does not spin. The handles don't spin. They're sort of fixed on the rope. And they kind of like wrap around the handle. I don't know how to use them. So once he's coming back
like
on
the old high
right?
school gym class.
It's terrible. But I know I can figure it out. I need a little advice. So we'll talk to him.
Anybody know a good protein bar to have as a snack?
Barbells, crunchy fudge.
Crunchy fudge. You know, it's funny. I was listening to, doing some post-production and looking at the promo that I did. I call it crispy fudge in the promo. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I call it crispy fudge and the little crunchy fudge thing comes up. So I apologize to Bear Bells for that, but they're all super delicious. I'm on a hazelnut nougat kick right now because I
need to get some of that. Haven't tried that one yet.
Really good.
But I did have my white chocolate almond yesterday, half pre-workout, half post-workout.
Nice. Do you detect a hint of cherry in that, like I've said before? Or is it just the almond flavor that's giving me that vibe?
I think it's the almond flavor.
It's really good. Those are yummy.
Yeah. And you can get 10% off your order at Bear Bells.
Shop.bearbells.com, Clydesdale10.
There you go. 10% off your order. Simple as that.
So good.
And Kat has word that they're going to be restocking a lot of the flavors that they've been out of very soon.
Yep.
So keep checking every day.
Yep.
Get that code ready and order them when they come in.
Yep.
So now that we have that out of the way, it's been an interesting week. I hear Kat has some good news about her son was named.
Yes. First team all conference for pitching. Very cool. He's in the running for all state pitching. Like they'll have a first team, second team, honorable mention for that. That vote happens, I think, in another few days. So we'll have to see. But the state tournament starts tonight. His team has a bye. There's 44 teams in the state tournament this year because of COVID. So they will start in the second round and there's only 6 rounds. So they have 5 games to win. And with basically 2 pitchers, him and another guy are like their 1 and number 2. So it's all about strategy and who starts the first game and who, can last. And because with the day's rest and things like that, the games are 2 days apart. So it's going to be like anybody's anybody's game. It's really exciting. They're ranked 7th going into the state tournament, so it should be good. I'm excited.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Excited.
Can't wait to see how he does.
Yeah, me too. And my
Amy-
daughter's in the state tournament too, and she starts tomorrow. Her team was ranked 24th out of maybe 30. So we're not quite sure how far they will get into the tournament, but they do play tomorrow. So we'll get to see her play.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're in lacrosse playoffs right now for Natalie.
Awesome.
And she won. It was actually probably one of their best games. They just played real lacrosse, like passing the ball, making plays. It was awesome. So they won. Super happy for them. Well, the game is Thursday night and it is 2 hours away. And I am getting ready to host a large graduation party on Saturday. So I can't make the game. I have way too much stuff. It's also my last week of work.
Yeah, you have a lot going on. And you're in such a big state. Like, I'm so spoiled that in the state of Delaware, the state tournament, the absolute farthest game away might be 2 hours away, and that would just be one. Everything else is within like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Because the state's not that big.
And it's not likely that they'll move on after this, but if they do, Natalie's like, yeah, we'll totally get creamed after that. So don't worry about it.
And it's so different when she's an underclassman, like with
Yeah.
Eliana, they're both sophomores, like,
Right.
they have a couple more years to go, but it's the senior year stuff. And same thing with your son,
Yeah.
with Nate and football, that you just get really anxious about it.
Totally.
Yeah, it's funny. Corey's senior year, the football team did really well at her school, and the band gets to keep playing as long as they're playing, right? And we had to travel to Toledo, which is a good 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And through like mega construction, because the interstate to Toledo is always under construction. And to travel that far and to have them lose and have to drive all that way back is just awful.
Yeah. Not fun. Well, it'll all be over a couple weeks. We'll be finished with all this stuff. So
Yes.
looking forward to summer.
Yeah. Well, Corey's moved out. We said that last week, and she is now calling like 3 times a day.
Okay. Just to chat or about stuff?
Just to chat. I think it's weird because she doesn't have school. So kind of
Sure.
like she moved, the semester was over. She has the summer off, kind of like someone else on this podcast. And all she does is work, and there's nothing else to do. And so she's bored, and school's not in, so that the parties aren't happening, the hangouts aren't happening. So she's just bored calling us like morning, afternoon, and evening.
How far away is she?
An hour and a half.
Okay. How long before she comes home for like an extended weekend?
Not a clue.
What's the over under on that?
I don't know, because she works weekends mostly. And so I don't know. I really don't know what that's going to be. Probably more likely we go down there. Although I'm pretty booked up the next few weekends.
Yeah, you guys got some stuff going on, huh?
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe Julie will go down while I'm out of town.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So yeah, that's going on. I cut that tree down a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now we have a carpenter ant problem,
Oh, did you upset their nest?
apparently.
And now they're looking for more wood to live in.
Yeah. So we found wood shavings underneath our windowsill in the kitchen.
Oh, crap.
So called the exterminator today. And it is a pet friendly, animal friendly exterminator.
Bet I have that same one. Mhm.
And so they're coming tomorrow morning to kind of hammer the tree trunk that we left, and then look for other hills, nests, stuff like that.
Very fun.
So yeah, but you can't get them to come just one time. Like, you have to sign up for the service.
It's worth it.
And so I bit the bullet. Every 3 months they'll be here.
My friend from kindergarten is my exterminator. So he literally comes whenever I need him. And it's always like $100 whenever he comes. So it's very affordable, but it's literally, you know, hey, if you see an ant somewhere, I will just call him and like within a day, he'll be here spraying and doing whatever else. We have carpenter bees
Yep.
in our fence outside, and our dogs love to go after them and eat them and, you know, catch them and whatnot. But our big thing this week is, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but our washing machine sounds like a jet engine in the spin cycle. And we've discovered that we bought the washer and dryer probably in 2006 or 2007. So it's time.
Wow. That's a
and we're
long
getting-
time.
Yeah. So we're getting new washer and dryer tomorrow. That's exciting.
Isn't it funny? Yeah, how when we get older, we get excited about stuff like that.
Can't wait. It's a large capacity. You can do like a king size comforter now, and which we do a king size comforter in the one we have now, but it's
Maybe that's why.
probably.
Sounds like that now.
Yeah. So that's our big news.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all I've got going
Super
on.
exciting.
Yeah, so let's hear about your upcoming trips.
So if Kat's son doesn't make the state finals,
No, which is like not what I want to wish on.
Right. Ever.
her and I are going to the MAC.
Well, you're going regardless, right?
I'm going regardless. Yes. And I'm going to the MAC, and we're covering the MAC for the morning chuck up, for the podcast, and for the bottom line. And so Patrick and Tommy will also be there for the morning chalk up to help us out with wrap ups and things like that. Tommy's actually announcing the MAC. So him and Sean are going there to do the play by play and announcing. So they'll be busy. We'll just have to see if like he can hop on or whatever. But yeah, so we're going to use the material that we get for all endeavors we're associated with. We are allowed to shoot video. We're allowed to take pictures. So we're going to do all that. Kat and I are trying to get our fancy cameras actually working and usable for the first time. It's been a fun ride.
Yeah. I need a crash course in camera-ness. Photography.
So
And then we're going to, you're going to Granite Games.
I'm going to Granite Games solo, unless Amy wants to hop on board.
I feel like all these ones was gone. Like when's Granite Games?
That one's June 3rd,
So,
4th,
June 3rd.
4th, 5th, 6th. That's Braden's graduation, so I can't go to that.
Maybe I can.
Ooh.
If you're willing, let me know. I can send you the link to sign up for the media credentials.
Okay.
And then we're going to West Coast Classic
That one I'm really excited about.
in
Vegas.
Las Vegas, baby.
Yeah, that's
I've
the one I'm
never
going to be
been.
on vacation.
Scott, you have to make sure like you don't leave me at a blackjack table or something because it could be bad.
I will not leave you at a blackjack
I like
table.
to gamble. Don't
And
let
we're
me,
actually
like,
staying
put-
in the hotel where the event is happening.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I still
Cool.
don't have my do I? I think I just got my airline. I think I just got my ticket for that one. My plane ticket.
Are they
Yeah,
asking for proof of vaccination for?
At
For
the
Mac,
MAC
they
for
are.
sure.
Yeah, I haven't heard
Um,
about the others quite yet.
Yeah, hearing crazy rumors that I can't really discuss at this time, even about the games,
Yeah.
and what they're going to have for protocols or lack thereof.
Yeah. Speaking of vaccination cards, did I mention that my son lost his?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So we sent an email to the immunization board in the state of Delaware, and he got an email back with a PDF of every single vaccination he's ever received since birth. Very well organized, mind you, in a nice little, like all his flu vaccines are here, all his MMRs are here. It had his COVID vaccine, it had his HPV, like all the vaccines that he's had. So we like copied it in triplicate. I made a
Yep.
PDF file saved to my computer. I took pictures of it. We're covered. So that was good.
Nice.
But he remember the Spanish thing?
Yeah.
Yes. So he had 11 missed assignments in Spanish on Friday. I made him stay home and not take his girlfriend to dinner so that he would do those assignments. He was supposed to go to Spanish on Friday for the first time since the 7 classes that he missed. And he went to school And he Zoomed from the parking lot
So that's a choice. They can do
into
this.
his Spanish class. No, it's not a choice. He's supposed to be in class. He was marked absent with a note that said he Zoomed in. But like on the days that you're supposed to be in school, you're supposed to be in school. He was
Oh,
in
but like
school.
half of the
for-
kids are zooming in.
Yeah, they do
Okay,
they do
okay.
like the hybrid thing. But
Yeah,
he
okay.
he signed up for 4 days a week. So he's supposed to go in Monday through Friday, but he only has 2 classes, and his 2 classes fall on Tuesdays and Fridays. So Mondays and Thursdays he doesn't have to go into school because he just doesn't have any classes. But on Tuesdays and Fridays he's supposed to go in. And Friday he went in, he did his first class, and then he went to his truck and Zoomed into Spanish. And today, Tuesday, he was supposed to go in, overslept, Zoomed into his first class. I had an appointment, I had to leave. I come back, 12:50, 1 o'clock. He's still in bed, Zooming into Spanish. I don't know what to do.
Senioritis is strong in that one.
I mean, big time. Yeah. I can't wait. He's got like a week and a half left. I mean, he literally has like 4 more days of classes to attend before he graduates. So I think I lost that one. So yeah, good times.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow's Nate's very last day
So
ever
exciting.
of high
How
school.
far away is he going to be when he's at school?
15 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yes.
Oh, that's so nice.
Well, I mean, that's where he's wanted to go. It's where Scott and I both went,
Sure.
the Ohio State University.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
I thought I for him wanted him to be able to go out and, kind of fly the nest a little bit. But
Yeah. Well,
he's a homebody, so there we go. He has to live in the dorm, so
Braden's going to be almost 5 hours away.
yeah.
Yeah, that kind of makes me hyperventilate a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I came here for college out of high school, and it was 4 hours from home, and it was a lot.
yeah.
I only made it 1 trimester, so that tells you.
Well, his ass better stay there for 4 years. That's all I'm going to say.
So not a lot going on in the CrossFit world this week.
Yeah, just people gearing up for the semifinals.
Yep.
Silently backfilling spots without announcements.
Yeah. And the listing on the CrossFit Games site isn't even accurate. At least last I checked, the listing on the CrossFit Games website has the initial invitation list. It doesn't have, the people that opted out and the new people that are in. Because like my buddy Max from Delaware, I had to text him the other night. And I was like, "Are you still going? Because your name's not on the thing." He's like, "Yeah, I'm going." I was like, "Oh, okay." I thought maybe like something happened and he wasn't going.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because
It's kind of weird.
for us trying to cover aspects of the
Impossible.
sport, it makes it very difficult to do.
Yeah.
Because you can't find that information anywhere.
Mm-mm.
And
And I think, is Mac releasing workouts like Friday? I think I heard.
I haven't heard. I mean, I saw
Friday?
that Granite Games has been releasing every day at noon
Yeah,
and will continue through this week. And they're gross.
I know. I saw the worm DT one. I got news for you. Worm deadlifts
I don't know.
are so hard to judge. They get very weird. Like you're not supposed to drop the worm onto the top of your feet. And a lot of people are going to hinge back because of different sizes of the people, that they're not going to lock out their knees because they're just going to be holding it. It's like a recipe for disaster. I wish no one would use the worm and a deadlift in a competition like that, because you're going to get some angry people and some confused judges for sure.
What's that? Is it dumbbell? Like heavy, and the dumbbell keeps getting heavier, and 200-meter runs.
I didn't see that one. Does that one must be out? Are they outside, some of them?
Well, Granite Games is at the Viking facility,
Stadium. Yeah.
and there's an outdoor field and track.
Because I just know historically when it's been in St. Cloud, there's been an inside venue, 2 inside venues and an outside venue. So
Yeah, so I think they're going to run, but it's like the women start with 35, go to 50, go to 65 or 70, and
what are they doing with the dumbbells?
I knew you were going to ask that.
Sorry. I mean, they're not running with them. They're like doing like a
No,
clean and
it's
jerk
like
or
a it's
snatch
like
or
a clean and
something.
jerk or a snatch
Okay.
or an overhead lunge or something.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, I'll just name all the movements and
Something will stick.
You'll be covered.
yeah. Let me look real quick.
While you're looking, did you guys see my little sparkle?
Oh, yeah. When did that happen?
Oh, yesterday.
Um,
It's my midlife crisis. Thank you very
you know
much.
what? My sister did that last year.
If this is the worst thing that happens, we're good. I'm good to go.
I've been trying to get one and my husband won't let me. Well, I'm sorry. I hate to say that because that's not, I mean, I'm the boss of my body.
Yeah. I barely told my husband it was happening. Like I just kind of went and did it. And I was like, oh, look what I got.
I love it.
Thank you. I like it too.
If you had your camera on, I could probably see it.
See, well, I'm also mirrored, so it's hard to.
I'll get to see it in
I
a
can
week and
see
a
it.
half.
The funny thing is I hate my nose, absolutely hate my nose. And you know how it's just a thing, like people don't see it, but I see it and I hate it. And like why I decided to embellish it, I'm not really sure, but I feel like it's growth. I'm
Yeah.
getting like more mature and like okay with myself by doing that.
So I found the workout. It's not increasing dumbbells. It is 18 dumbbell thrusters, then a run, then 15, 12, 9, 6, 3 with a 200-meter run in between.
Ooh. And what's the weight for ladies?
It is, of course, I bumped it. It is 50.
Oh, yuck. That's gross.
50, 70. The other
dumbbells
workout
in
that
your
was
hand.
announced were the devil walks. So 45 devil presses. This is the increasing weight. It goes 45 devil presses with 35s, 15-yard handstand walk, 30 devil presses with 45, 15-yard handstand walk, 15 devil presses with 50s, and then a 15-yard handstand walk.
And they've got, and people have a couple weeks for this one, right? This one's not until June 4th.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's my other sort of concern about all this. We're qualifying into the games, and we've got some people going to Granite Games who already know their workouts and are going to have, 2.5, 3 weeks to prepare. You've got this other cohort of people that are going to MAC that aren't going to find out until maybe Friday and are only going to have 1 week to prepare. And they're going to be completely different workouts, right? Presumably of the same, time domain and same, implements and things like that, but certainly not the same recipe, like the ingredients will be the same, but the recipes will be different. And then this online stuff, presumably run through CrossFit, will all be standardized, right? Week over week over week. So it's like there's advantages and disadvantages, right? To all of this. And it's just going to be very interesting to see how
and if CrossFit's programming it, it'll be the same thing that we've done for the last 3.
Right.
So it'll be the 4th time they get to do this.
Right. I mean, and some of those people, like if they release it for the first week, is there an online competition this first weekend, or is it just? Oh no, it's just the Torian Pro
Just Torian
and MAC, right?
And MAC.
So the first online will be the second week of the 4 weeks, but the people that do it in the 4th week obviously will have an advantage because A, they'll get to practice it, and B, they'll get to see it twice.
Yep.
Just like regionals.
Yeah, that's true. You're
It's
right.
just going to be
Like
the
regionals.
analysis is fascinating to me in terms of like once this is all done and you do a postmortem and you figure out who did make it and who didn't, and if so and so went to the Atlas Games instead of MAC, would they have gotten it or not? And like the people on the bubble, and
it's just going to be like regionals.
Yeah, it's lots of stuff to.
If I competed in the South, I would have made it, but I was in the Central.
I was in the Central East. It was the worst, the hardest.
Right.
It was stacked.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same complaints, but there's not much they can do about it, right? Canada, the eastern part of Canada is shut down. There's no way those people can leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are they going to go to the games?
Hopefully it's, you know,
I know.
they're all coming
I feel like
across the
we've been
border to
saying
get the
that for a year.
vaccine.
That's true.
So
Oh, I just, I remember when the games happened last year, we're like, well, surely this won't be a problem next year.
yeah.
Yep.
Good grief.
And all of Europe is going to be online. So
Yeah. When does your state are they undoing their mask mandate
Yep.
or anything?
The
When is that
masks,
effective?
well, it was confusing because first he said June 2nd, he was lifting all the health orders.
Okay.
Okay. So then the CDC came out and said the masks could go. So the governor went back and said, all right, okay, we can do that now. We can say that about the masks, but there's confusion among stores. He also gave the rights to like each store and business to make their own decision, certainly.
Right.
But like if you go into some of those stores, they'll say, yeah, we're not lifting anything till June 2nd. And other stores, like it's just confusing. People don't know if it is or isn't.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Delaware's like June 21st. So I don't know. And then again, that's just for vaccinated people, not for unvaccinated people. But I don't see stores, waiting at the door and waiting to see
if you're
your
not
card.
getting the vaccine, you ain't wearing a mask.
No.
Oh, right.
I mean,
right. But if you haven't gotten the vaccine and you just don't give a shit, you're not going to wear a mask either. And I don't think anyone's going to check. So I think it's going to be up to people who are very vulnerable to just protect themselves, kind of like maybe how it should have been in the very beginning. I don't know.
But here's now what I'm worried about. I'm worried that all the people who aren't wearing masks and are not vaccinated, and then we have a huge outbreak again, and then we have to shut things down because we couldn't do what we need to do.
Right. I don't want them to ruin it for us. Good point.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll get.
I don't want to get too political.
Yeah. No, we're not. We're all vaccinated, right?
I am. Yes.
Yes, I have no problems saying that. I'm
vaccinated. Are you getting Natalie vaccinated?
Yep, she's already had her first.
Okay.
So
that was her choice.
I am torn with my daughter, quite frankly, and I'm not the least bit like an anti-vaxxer or anything like that. But I feel like right now she's on ADHD medicine, she's on hormonal stuff for her face, she's on Accutane, like she's on all these things that I'm just like, I don't want to put anything else into her body right now. Like she's only like 1 more month of the Accutane and that kind of stuff, so she's going to come off of that. So I'm not like rushing to get her vaccinated. She is sort of on the fence one way or the other. I want her to be able to like do things and have fun and not be left out because she's not vaccinated. But I'm struggling with
this was totally Natalie's choice. I mean, she
well,
she was
like, and if Eliana was adamant about it, I'd let her, of course. I mean, Braden, I pushed Braden. I was like, go do it. Be our little guinea pig. But I don't know, with her, I'm just being a little more protective or something. It's weird. And like I said, I'm not usually like that. So we'll see.
Amy said that you could get on a list, and if they had extras, they would call you. And my daughter was like, I'm on the list. Let's go. I'm calling. Like good. She wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
She lost a year of college. She does not want that to happen again.
Yeah. Good point. I guess we'll see. I want it gone. Go on.
So on to more positive things. Our girl Emma, she's still strong.
A little bit. Kind of.
245-pound clean.
Yeah.
Had to bounce it out of the bottom a little bit, but she stood it up.
That would have put her in third place in the 2019 clean event?
Oh my gosh.
Something like that.
It was just insane.
Totally. Oh gosh. Mm-hmm.
I am anxious to see her and Mal go head to head.
Totally.
I think that is going to be, you have the two of them and then Christy, who I now know, and it's going to be fun to see the 32-year-old experienced CrossFitter against these two 17, 18-year-old girls. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. And Mal and Emma have competed against each other for quite some time now, right? Have they been in the same age group, or is Mal just coming up?
Mal has competed for a while.
Yeah. I meant like coming up in the age group where maybe they were off by a year and didn't actually.
I think they're the exact same
Okay.
competition year, because Mal can still do well. She could be a year older. You're right.
Yeah. They may have,
Yeah, I don't-
I'm assuming they've been head to head in the past somewhere.
Yeah, it's going to be
'Cause I
interesting
think
though.
Mal was at Granite Games in 2019, but and so was Emma, but Emma was in the elite. She didn't compete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's been of that mindset for quite a while now. You know, I know we talk about it more like from last summer when she said, you know, she's not going to the Pit Fitness Ranch or whatever, but she's wanted that spot for quite some time now.
You know what I think will be interesting, and I'm not saying this anything about Emma, I'm just talking specifically about younger athletes, but Emma and Mal. But like to me, it would seem like there's maybe some sort of maturity as far as, you know, like looking at Christy, like, yeah, she's 32, like there's some maturity about, okay, there are things that you might need to be more careful about with your body when you are younger and have the mindset of just all
Right.
out, I'm all in, you know?
It's that like no fear,
Right.
but it's sort of based on ignorance a little bit, like no disrespect, but just
Yeah. Well, it's the prefrontal
naivete.
cortex. It's
Yeah.
not fully developed until they're 20.
Right,
So they
right.
can't make those decisions about things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting.
I think the interesting thing is with the way as gross as these workouts look, like that's a lot of devil's presses. That's a lot of barbell thrusters at a heavy weight. An experienced CrossFitter is going to pace themselves to make it through the weekend.
Mhm.
Do these teens go balls to the wall and try to hang on?
Right. Well, and
Or
that's where the coaching comes in, right? Like that's where their coaches need to step in and really, you know, guide them and advise them through that. And hopefully, you know, they have the trust in those coaches and advisors to do what they're told. But like I said, Emma's been through it. Like she's been in an elite competition before. That Granite Games in 2019, those workouts were no joke.
yeah.
And she held her own. So it's gonna be fun to watch. I can't wait.
Did you guys see the Buttery Bros had their 100th episode?
Did. Yeah.
And they spent it with Kat's favorite people
You did?
at the Bergeron training camp.
Oh, you're being sarcastic. I still love Chandler
I do too.
and Amanda.
And
Sam.
Amanda.
And Sam
It was
as
so
well.
funny because they went around. I don't know if you guys watched the episode, but they went around to ask them who the alpha was at the camp. And like all of them, Sam Quant, Amanda, Chandler, they're like, without hesitation, Kat.
Patron, yeah.
And then they asked Katrin and she goes, oh, I don't know. She goes, I don't know if I can answer that. And she goes, what did they all say? And they were like, we're not telling you unless you answer the question.
She knows.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Amanda was like, it's Kat, Chandler, and she was going down the list, me, blah, blah. And then she goes, then like all the way down here, Samuel.
Oh,
Because he's just happy go lucky.
yeah.
He's just happy to be there.
He's got his new family too. Like he's focused on other things. That's great. Happy for him. Happy for all of them. I mean, they've got a good thing going there. I hope, you know, hope they do well and can prove all their hard work out.
Yeah. It's funny because Chandler was talking about like they're forcing him not to go super hard in workouts because when he does, he loses all of his form. And that he has to.
Yeah, we've seen that.
He has to focus on form right now to make it habit so that when he does go hard, he doesn't lose it.
He's like the Brooke Wells comp train athlete, because that's exactly when they first got a hold of Brooke. I remember Ben talking about was her form, you know, and then they had to like fix her and, you know, start her from scratch again because she goes so fast and you know, her just hinges to the ground, you know. That's funny.
Yeah. And Chandler keeps changing the color of his hair.
He does.
Yeah,
it was blue for this. And he's like, I'm going to be the Dennis Rodman of comp
Go
train.
for it. Go. Do you.
He said when he got released from the Army on his drive home, he scheduled ear piercing and hair dye.
That's so funny. I hope all this isn't too much of a distraction for him. Like I really do want him to do well.
I think you will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see him like make his debut, with
where is he competing? Do you
he's at
remember?
Granite, I think.
It's at Granite Games.
Yeah.
Oh, so cool.
Oh.
Stream it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, I mean, I'll definitely be paying attention to it for sure. But
And the last thing I have on my list to talk about is, Kat and I have gotten to know Justin LoFranco. And if you don't know, he is climbing Mount Denali as
Amazing.
we speak.
So amazing.
And I think the coolest report was that the weather changes so drastically. Like they were climbing at night because it gets too hot on the glacier during the daytime. But the weather got bad and they actually had to like stop. And he said we actually got more sleep, which was kind of nice, but they couldn't climb when they were planning on climbing. So
Yeah.
pretty exciting because
What an amazing adventure.
And he went with 2 other CrossFitters and they're like documenting this climb from a writing perspective, from a video perspective. So it's going to be cool to see what the outcomes are from this and what they're going to do with all of that they have.
Yeah, we wish him well.
Yeah. You guys got anything?
Yeah, I do. I was going to say this for my best thing on the internet, but it wasn't even on the internet. But it was such a great story. I texted it to you earlier it was just a feel good story I want to share. Can I? It's not CrossFit related.
Of course.
Okay, see the shirt I'm wearing? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is a shirt about the school that I am the co-director of and I've been teaching and my kids go to. So I'm driving home today and I just needed to stop at the grocery store for a quick, second, grab something for dinner. And I never go to this grocery store, mostly because I'll come home and my husband will say, that is the most expensive grocery store. You could have gone somewhere. But I did out of convenience. Okay. And he's right, Schweitzer. He's right. So I check out and the woman checking out, the cashier looks at my shirt and she goes, is that the school for young children? I said, yeah. And she goes, in the such and such church? And I said, yeah. And she goes, and like her face like went like this. And she said, my daughter went to school there 30 years ago. And this is a preschool we're talking about. And she was like, my daughter had such a hard life and that preschool like changed her life and it changed our family's life. And she's looking at me and my eyes are kind of tearing up. And I said, yeah, I'm the, co-director there. And I said, my kids went there and then they graduated and I just haven't left. And she said again, she said that school saved our lives. And so we both started crying and I was like, it saved my family's life too, just because it's like, it's more than just a school, and it just was so validating that somebody 30 years later was like, that school that you work at,
That's awesome.
That is such a cool story.
She going to grab tissues?
I don't know. You got anything else, Kat?
No, let's get to our questions.
Well, before we get to our questions.
Oh, yes.
Before we get to our questions, I'm going to go out of turn and
Okay.
I'm going to do my best thing from the internet.
Okay.
Because it's a participation best thing from the internet. And it is the game show with Sammy and Matt.
Oh.
And it's part of the Frasier YouTube channel. And they did a Would You Rather. And so what I did is I thought it was fun. And on these lighter days where we don't have a ton of news to talk about, if they keep doing this, I'll grab some of the questions and we'll do the Would You Rather. So I grabbed the first 5 that they asked.
Okay. So we're playing now?
We're playing right now.
It's one of my favorite games, just so you know.
Good. I didn't see it. So I have no idea.
Would you only listen to music from the 70s or today?
Today.
70s.
70s.
I'm not surprised.
Would you rather spend the night in a luxury hotel or camping around beautiful scenery?
Camping around beautiful scenery.
Shocked.
Yeah, I think I'd rather camp.
Luxury hotel. Bad back. Read a good book or watch a good movie.
Watch a good movie.
So this one was hard for me because when I do read a book, I get so engrossed in it and I actually enjoy it more than a movie, but I don't have the discipline to start the book, if that makes sense. Every book I start, I can't put down. Like I will read it until I'm done and do nothing else but that. But I don't have the discipline to start them enough. And it's much easier to be brain dead and just throw a movie on.
I'm with you.
But my imagination runs much more wild and I have much more fun with a book. So as typical, I have more than one answer.
Yes. Fine.
Would you rather have a get out of jail free card or a key that unlocks any door?
A key for sure.
Yeah. A key. That's a weird one.
Yeah. As my wife said when I posed these to her, I want the key, but it may lead to something in jail. And then I'd need the get out of jail free card, but I wouldn't have it because I got the key.
But you'd have the key to get out of jail.
Doesn't mean they're not going to chase me down and beat me up.
So yeah, no key. I'm nosy. I want the key.
All right, here's the last one for tonight. Make every green light or never wait in line.
I guess make every green light.
Yeah, I think so too. I like to be on time.
Never wait in line.
Really?
Because in my car, I have either a podcast I could listen to or music and I could wait it out that way. Lines bug me bad.
See, I'm more of a people watcher. So I kind of don't mind waiting in line. And I like to make judgments about people that I see.
Okay. So that was my best thing from the internet. Those
Love
were
it.
the first 5 answers first 5 questions they gave. And if we have another slow week next week, I'll bring the other 5 they asked.
Cool. So
or
are we
you guys can
continuing
bring
on?
some. What's that?
Are we continuing on with best thing on the internet then?
Yeah, if we want to do it now.
Okay. So mine is the best thing that wasn't on the internet that I'm upset about, and that is there was no Josh, Matt, Savan podcast this week, and I'm really missing it. And I know Matt's busy answering my emails about his hard work pays off programming, but I'm missing that podcast. So I was looking for it actively all week.
Yeah, I was all last week and this week.
Yeah.
Speaking of the programming, I love getting the little film clips in the morning. How is it going?
Compliments of Colleen. Good. We tried to do 1 rep max back squats on Monday, and it was 1 rep. It was 100% of the numbers that we've been using for the program. So it's not really my 1 rep max. It's a little bit less than my 1 rep max, but I hit more than 10 pounds more than what I had been programming with. So that was kind of fun. I'm feeling a little bit more normal now from the age group online qualifiers this week. My back's feeling better. So yeah, we're having a good time. Today was a grind. We got up like 30 minutes later than we normally do. We slept until 5 instead of 4:30 to do the workouts, which is nice. Yeah, got another week to go. My training partner is going to the beach this weekend, so I'm on my own on Saturday, and Saturdays are usually like the 40-minute EMOMs plus a whole bunch of weightlifting. So it'll be a true test to see if I can do it on my own.
Amy, underdogs?
Yeah. So I'm just on week 2 because it started and then it was the online qualifier. So I took that first week off. But so I think I follow it about 3 to 4 days a week. And like I said, I'm just following kind of like the weightlifting and some of the skill stuff, not necessarily the Metcons or the WODs. But it's been great. I mean, I love the EMOMs of working with clean and jerks and like today I did something where it was just do power cleans at a certain weight for 1 minute, then rest 2 minutes, increase your weight, as many power cleans as you can in that minute, rest 2 minutes, and then another time at the increased weight. So that's kind of nice just to like build in doing some of those. And it was, it's only 3 minutes of actual work, but just to get in some extra reps of some stuff, it was nice. So
I think
Yeah.
one of the coolest things is when you guys have been showing me that you actually get to interact with the programmers. So,
Yeah.
Kat, you've interacted with Matt Fraser.
Many more times than he would like to admit.
Amy,
yes.
you have interacted with Justin Cutler.
yeah,
And
sure.
and that's how much this programming means to them,
Yeah.
that they are willing to reach out to you guys and do that.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I had a fun workout yesterday, and I've been really struggling with my legs not recovering from the strength to the Metcon. And so yesterday we did the back squat stuff. I got through that. And then the Metcon was 2 triplets. So it was 15, 12, 9, and then 10, 12, 16. And in the middle was 100 double unders.
Okay.
And I made it. So the 15, 12, 9 was toes to bar, snatches, and air squats. Then the 100 double unders. Then it was pull-ups, thrusters, and air squats. And my legs did not die until the second round of the second triplet, about 5 thrusters in.
Okay.
So I think that's a big improvement.
Yeah. Progress,
But,
right?
but when they died bad, real bad. And that double under in the middle was horrible.
Mm.
Like that was the worst part of the whole workout.
Yeah. That's like just like beating you while you're down,
Because you're coming off the first triplet and you're like, you're not breathing well,
Mhm.
You're hurting. And then you have to do 100 double unders. And then knowing that you have another triplet waiting for you when you're done.
Yeah.
It was freaking brutal. But I'm getting better every day.
That's great.
Hey,
So
all you got to do.
Love it.
So, all right, let's hit our questions real quick. We're done with the best thing from the internet. So, our silly questions are brought to you by Up Before You Coffee. You can get your Up Before You coffee at upbeforeyou.com and use the code Clydesdale20 and get 20% off your coffee. That's a whole lot of scratch right there.
That is a good deal.
They have medium and light roast. It is very good, very smooth, very delicious. It's a great way to start your morning. So check that out at upbeforeyou.com. First silly question. Did you ever have an imaginary friend? Amy?
Yes, but I don't think I should say their names. Because I had 2. At 2 at the same time. And just side note, let's look at the therapy on this. They looked like both my sisters and they played with me because my sisters wouldn't play with me. So what does that do?
Aw. How old are you?
Oh gosh, I mean, I don't know. It was early. I wouldn't say 4, 5,
Mm-hmm.
6. Mm-hmm.
Cute. Oh, I'm
Yep.
surprised. I wasn't expecting people to have an answer to this. So
You know what they say though about it?
what's that?
That actually you're,
People have
yes,
imaginary friends.
it's true.
That's
And I had 2. So what does that tell you?
nice. There you go. How about you,
Kat,
Scott?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't think I didn't have any imaginary friends. But this is a weird thing I did as a child to not feel lonely.
Mhm.
Oh,
And that is, I would actually, so I lived like right off the woods. My backyard was woods. And I would like just perch on my windowsill and I would whistle to the chipmunks and they would come up underneath my window and like look up at me. And my mom can verify this. I would whistle and it would drive my dad nuts. The whistling would drive my dad nuts. He'd come in and go, "What are
can
you
imagine.
doing?" And I'm like, "I'm talking to the chipmunks."
That's great.
But that's what I did.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Well, my imaginary friend story is actually from my grandfather. So my Italian grandfather would tease me when I was little, when I would come over to his house, and he would have an imaginary friend, and he would say, "Oh, you just missed Betty Lou." And her name was Betty Lou. And I would be like, "Who's Betty Lou? What do you mean I just missed her?" And he would tell me like all the fun that they had and what they were doing before I got there, but I just missed her. And, my grandfather's married, and here I think he has like this girlfriend,
Mistress going on.
this mistress, Betty Lou, does Mama know about, Betty Lou? But he would play the joke on me every time I would come in. I would walk into my grandmother's kitchen. We had like Italian Sunday dinners, at their house. And I would walk in, and I would look at my grandmother and I would say, "Where's Papa?" And she'd say, "He's downstairs," and I'd go downstairs and I'd say, "Where's Betty Lou?" And he's like, "You just missed her." So
That's so cute. I love it.
So it was his imaginary friend, I guess, but I thought she was real.
That's a good story.
Yeah, I thought that was cute.
So the next silly question is, who is your favorite cartoon character of all time? Let's start with Kat this time.
I was a fan of the Bugs Bunny series, and Daffy Duck. It's definitely my favorite. I can't really tell you why. I just like have the most memories of watching those cartoons and liking his episodes more than like the Bugs Bunny episodes.
I'm sitting here debating, should I do my Daffy Duck impersonation or keep it under wraps?
I always, every time too, when I think of a Daffy Duck episode, I remember the one where like Elmer Fudd would shoot him point blank in the face, and his bill would like come up like on this side, and he'd like come and put it back, and then he'd be walking, and then he'd like blow him up again, and it would be, sideways like this, and you'd have to fix it. And they were so violent. I mean,
Right?
they never get away with any
Never.
of the stuff that were in cartoons back then. But yeah, Daffy Duck.
Amy, what's yours?
She-Ra, Princess of Power, sibling to He-Man.
Do you see they're bringing it back?
I've always loved her. I think it's because it was like a powerful female character.
Okay.
And that's how you looked after you did all those handstand push-ups and
Yep.
those dumbbell shouldered overheads.
I mean, I had the pump. I had the swole for sure.
This one is very hard for me because I have so many. But probably my all-time favorite would have to be the Pink Panther.
Oh,
Okay.
Just great childhood memories. I love the music, the saxophone, kind of playing that jazzy little number as he's strutting along. And I loved Inspector Clouseau because he's checking out the rain and snow. I loved Pink Panther. So it was between him and Underdog. One of those two, but
We used to have cats when we were little, and we had two cats that used to wrestle around, and my mom used to say that they were like Cato and Clouseau when they wrestle around.
Awesome. Well, you know who our guest is next week? I hope I do.
I wrote it down, but
So our guest next week is actually competing next week at the Torian Pro. And it is none other than Brandon Swan. Brandon Swan, who is best friends with Amy's best friend.
my want-to-be best friend.
Yep.
Con Porter.
So they're both actually competing at the Torian Pro next week. And so I got to talk to Brandon a couple weeks ago. I'm really excited for this episode. He's really a fun guy. It's funny because he's really in a different place in his life than like Con is, but they're still best friends. And he kind of talks about that dynamic. And it's a really cool kind of discussion, but he suffered a very traumatic elbow injury not that long ago. He talks about that and how that has affected him psychologically when he does a certain lift. And so you need to check that out. He feels he's in the best shape of his life. He wants to get back to the games. He went in 12 and 13. And he
was
wants
on
to-
a team in 19.
but he wants to go back as an individual when he's mature enough to enjoy it.
Love it.
Because he wasn't that the last time he went as an individual.
Yeah.
So check that out on Monday. It'll be kind of our little feature of the Torian Pro, and getting ready for that. That's going to happen the following weekend. So with that, since we've already done besting from the internet, thank you to RX Smart Gear. Again, 9 subscribers. We get 9 subscribers. We give away an RX Smart Gear jump rope. If you can't wait, Clydesdale 15, all caps at checkout, gets you your RX Smart Gear jump rope or Evo rope for 15% off. You can't beat that deal. Because other people have a code, but not everybody has 15%. So check it out. Also, Bear Bells. White chocolate almond yesterday was so good before my workout. Got me through, and that's probably why my legs stayed in the game for a little bit longer, because I had that protein to keep me going. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening on iTunes, write a review, leave us 5 stars. That would be much appreciated. And with that, we will see you next time on the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends.
Bye.
See ya.